One of the most helpful things I've learned is that I'm not alone. You're not alone. And as we open up to the right people, we'll see our communities grow bigger and stronger. If you find this video helpful, please support us by liking and subscribing. And if you know someone this video can help, please pass it their way. My mission is to help make the world a safer place by sharing with you the stories that saved me. All right, Vida, tell me how you got into fashion.
So how I got into fashion was because when I was in elementary school, I kind of got picked on a lot because I didn't really have, good clothes and things. It wasn't that my parents couldn't afford it. They just really didn't care for like spending so much money on clothes and things. So one day I seen a sewing machine in my mom's basement, and I asked her, I was like, what is this? And she said, oh, this is the sewing machine. She said, this is what people used to make clothes. And I was like, really? So she basically showed me how to do it, and then after that, I pretty much just fell in love with it. When I was in 8th grade, I started making like the drawstring book bags and selling them to my friends for like $3. And
wow.
After that, that was just pretty much it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had your own business by 8th grade.
Yes. Yes.
Insane.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. So your mom obviously was a big supporter,
right,
of this.
Yes, my mom definitely was. She was very supportive. She even sewed when she was younger. She had took up home economics and things like that. So she was able to kind of sharpen me up on some of my skills and show me how to do little things and everything. And then when I went to high school, I had a fashion teacher. And normally, you get an elective for like maybe 2 years and then that's it. But she talked to the principal and asked, could I get it for 4 years? And then in the summertime, she would ask my parents if I can come work with her business.
What?
So I also was able to pick up from her business and learn from her and also sharpen my skills at the same time.
You had so many mentors.
I did, yes.
That wanted to work for you.
Yes, I really did. Which was it was a blessing in disguise in a lot of ways. Yeah. Because even when I was in high school working with her, we would take trips to the fabric stores. So taking our trips to the fabric stores kind of allowed us to see how materials are being sold and, all the supplies that you need for a garment. So then eventually I wound up working at a fabric store. So I worked at Joe Mars first for a year, and then that's how I learned a lot of fabrics. Then I worked at Gaffney's in Germantown, and they loved me so much. They hired me back twice when I went to college, and I left and came back. And you just learn so much from other people who come in and buy supplies and are working on their projects, and they share what they do. And then like before you know it, you just like, nothing seems impossible to create.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you make... I saw that one dress that you made with just like beads. Yes. It was like that see-through dress with I was just like, how did she even do that?
Yes.
And this, I love this.
Yes.
I love it. And the material is so soft.
Yes.
I was really excited when you made this for me.
It's like this would fit her perfect.
It does, and it does. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, it's one of my favorite sweatshirts.
Yes.
But was there anyone in your life that like wasn't supportive about this journey?
So I would say it was kind of my father who wasn't really supportive of my journey in the beginning. He's now starting to come around after maybe about 15 years of me sewing. But in the beginning, I kind of did a lot of fashion shows. He never really came to any. My mom came to them. And even just trying to, expand my business and my craft, it was more so, go to school and be a lawyer, go to school and, do this and do that. But it's like, I don't think that wasn't my dream. Sometimes parents, that's their dreams. And it was like, that's not what I wanted for myself. I knew that wouldn't make me feel purposeful on this earth,
Yeah.
So I knew that by me actually saying, I love you, Dad, but this is what I'm going to do. I know that this would be beneficial to other people and to myself, and I make women feel beautiful.
Yeah.
I make women feel confident. I make them feel, you know, no matter what size they are, no matter how they look, that they can still go out and feel beautiful in who they are. And then I also become a part of a person's memory. If it's their wedding, oh, she made my dress, or if it's a prom, or, you know, any type of event, I'm part of their memory.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't let my father take a toll on me to say, well, I'm just going to listen. It's like, I love you, but this is what I need for me in life.
Was it hard to tell him that?
In a lot of ways, yes.
Why so?
Because my dad's in the military. So that right there just says it all. And he's a pastor. So, whew, yes.
Okay.
That says everything.
Yeah.
So that was very, very difficult. I think it took me up to maybe about 2 years ago to get that point across. And I'm 29. Yes.
How did you, so like, what was the prep up to actually sit him down? Like, what did you,
Right.
well, yeah, tell me about that process.
So I think more so what the process kind of was, it was just saying, Dad, I've been doing this since 8th grade, high school. I went to college for it. I worked at different fabric stores. I've worked with different people in the city. A lot of other people know me for what I do. This is who I am. This is like a part of me. Like, this is my second nature. If I don't have this, I don't think I would be happy in life, you know. And it's like, so what I started doing too was, when I would create something, oh, Dad, come look at this. What do you think about it? What can I do better?
What did he respond at first?
At first, he kind of was like, I don't like it. It's too this, or, you know, or this should look better. But then after a while, he started being like, watching something on TV, maybe seeing like one of the news ladies, Vida, come here, look at her dress. And I noticed that it started to kind of, it started to work his way in him. And he's like, that's really nice. Or QVC, oh, look at these tops. That would be nice for you to make something like that. And then I started making him things too.
I really like that. You found a very gentle way to, and it was also personable, a gentle, personable way to let someone that you love into something that you love.
Right. Exactly.
That was really sweet. What was the first thing you made him?
I think the first thing I made him was actually a preacher's robe.
Oh, wow.
So that just was like, that just set it in. Yes. I made him a preacher's robe, and it was for his birthday.
Aww.
And he was looking for some on Amazon. He was looking for them in different stores. And I used to work at this, it's called Bentley Robe Company on Germantown, and they made preacher and choir robes. And I learned from them. So I said, okay, I'm going to make him one of these. And after that, he just was like, okay, this is good.
Way to meet him where he's at.
Exactly.
And I love that you still pursued your passion the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah. So many times did I try to do what my parents want for my future, or, you know, whatever it is that like, I'm like, okay, let me try it just because they really want it. And then I fail. Yeah. Because it's not me. Exactly. It's not who I am, and it's not meant for me. So I keep failing and failing, and then I feel like a loser. And then it disappoints them. Yeah. And so I'm really proud of you for just being like, no, I know who I am. Yes. And I'm going to continue to be this.
Exactly. I love that. It wasn't easy, but it took time. It took time, you know.
So I remember a few years ago now, you got pregnant, and you had to quit this for a little bit.
Yes, I actually did. When I found that I was pregnant, I had to stop sewing for a while. In the beginning, I was sewing, which was fine. But then I noticed that I started having some type of complications during my pregnancy. Oh, like and what? I had, oh my goodness, preeclampsia.
That's High blood pressure?
Yes, it was high blood pressure. My feet was swollen really bad, like excessive pains. So it was like I loved it, my gift, but I was like, you know, my child was more important. My health was more important. So I kind of had to just fall back off of it. But the wonderful thing about it is I have loyal clients. I have loyal clientele. So they said, take your time, just hit us up whenever you're ready for us and the things that we need. So it was kind of good knowing that I was able to take a break and that I wouldn't lose clientele, because having a business, if you're not putting things out there or promoting yourself, people kind of forget about you.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I guess she doesn't do it anymore. Let me go over here and see, you know, can they do something for me? So that was the good part, knowing that my clients had a good relationship with me to say, like, we're going to stick by you with this and we'll be here when you're ready to, you know, get back on board. So I think that was a good feeling to know, you know, that people really do admire what I do, you know, in my business and what I can create for them.
Yeah. And how did you, so you stepped back for what, like 2 years?
About 2 years, yes.
Okay. How did you, now with a toddler, how did you just go back into a business?
Yes. So the way that kind of went back into the business is a lot of support.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of support. Even though me and his father isn't together, we always were friends in college and things. So by him, you know, being in his life, it was giving me the time to be able to take care of my life. And by having my mom and my dad very supportive of me as well, they, you know, after all of the journey with them, they were able to take on him and, oh, do what you have to do. You know, we have him today. And he actually enjoys sewing. He loves to sit and watch me or grab fabric or measure me, come up and measure me. So I see a little bit of me in him with the creativeness.
I remember you posting, when you got back into it, I remember you posting this video of you sewing with him in the sewing machine, and I was like, oh my god, his little fingers.
Yes.
And he did it, and he knew like not to put his finger in the thing.
Yes.
I was like, this is the cutest thing in the world.
Yes.
And I was so happy that you got back into it.
Yes, it was such a joy to see how, you know, sometimes as a single mom and, you know, having a child, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, am I still going to be able to enjoy life?
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of women question, like, but the answer is yes, you can enjoy your life. I take him to the fabric store with me. Come on, we're going on a trip. Come on, help mommy pick out fabric. Oh, mom, can you make me some pajamas out of this? And it kind of is exciting. You know, I feel like a lot of times as a mom, you have to be able to incorporate your life into your child's life and vice versa. Because they're here. They're looking up to you. So you got to be able to give them things that make them feel as though, okay, what mommy's doing is really good. And she's helping other people. So, you know.
That's really sweet. Yeah, because we tend to get like lost in our kids.
Yeah.
But you were able, just like you did with your dad, you were able to bring him into your world. And I also can see that he's still his own independent.
Exactly.
What are some tricks to like get them to do what you like?
Yeah, so, you know, it's very interesting. What I've done more so, my son, he likes Batman, Spider-Man. So we're in a fabric store and I see a Batman, Spider-Man fabric. Oh, look at this. What if mommy made you a pillowcase? Or what if mommy made you some capes for your toys? And it's like, oh yeah, mommy, let's get this one, let's get that one. And it's like, oh, do you want to cut it out? So, you know, the child safety scissors and let him cut it out. Now he's tying it on his toys. Now he's looking through my fabric and I'm like, hold on now. Let's slow it down. But that's how I kind of incorporated him into it. And then when I have clients, I invite my clients to bring their children. You can bring your child. My son can sit and interact with them, and that makes him feel like, oh, do you have any clients today, Mom? So he's not feeling like casted out.
Yeah.
Oh, my mommy clients come, I can't be around or in the picture.
Yeah.
So when they come, bring your children. My son have a little area for them, and he sit and talk, and he gets to interact with other kids that way.
my parents had to drag me to the fabric store. It was like the worst place for me to go because I hated it because it was just like sit there, stop running around, shut up. I had to get this fabric. Yeah. And they also worked a lot. And it was like sit down, shut up. I'm on a call.
Right.
And that was hard for me as a kid. It made me not like work. I saw work as a bad thing because it's like, oh, that takes you away from family.
Yeah.
It made the fabric store boring. For me, it had a negative connotation. But for you to give him that sense of belonging,
right,
in what you do, I think is really special, and I can definitely see how that would bring joy. Yeah. To a child.
Exactly.
And make them want to be part of it.
Yes, yes.
Going back to how you were able to keep your clientele, how you have this loyal clientele, like how do you do that?
So a lot of times how I keep my loyal clientele is one major thing is great customer service. Okay. Even though my business is within my home, that doesn't mean that I still can't give the best customer service and make them feel as comfortable as possible. Let them be able to explore their creativity, because a lot of women, they want to feel really beautiful within who they are. Today in life is so much competition with people. And sometimes you have to find your client or help them find their identity in who they are. So when you start helping them find who they are, it makes them want to stay. Like, I know I can call her and she can tell me, or she can help me put this outfit together, or she can tell me what I should put together and things. And a lot of times too, I also have good clientele because I used to work at fabric stores. And when people would come in, I would show them my work. I would help them with their projects, show them all the supplies and the materials, and I would never be afraid to give them my information. Call me whenever you need help, or call me if you don't feel like doing it, and I can do it for you. Yeah. So now they're like, they get so excited about it. So, that's how I kind of was able to keep a lot of my clientele, just by giving them realness, So.
What is the process of helping someone find themselves, like through art? So
a lot of times how I normally help a client is mainly on our first conversation. When you come, I say, make sure you have enough time, at least good 10-15 minutes. And I'll start asking questions. What do you like about how you dress? What are your favorite colors? What are your go-to outfits? What are things that you feel you put on and it makes you feel good? So I may have a client, for instance, to say, oh, I'm gonna be honest, I love hoodies and sweatsuits. Okay, you love hoodies and sweatsuits, perfect. So instead of you doing a simple hoodie and sweatsuit, let's maybe add some sequins on your sleeve. I want to go to a party, but I don't feel like getting dressed. Let's do a glammed out sweatsuit. Now they're like, okay, it's not simple. It's something that's still me, but it's something added to it. So a lot of times I'll find out what they enjoy wearing and how we can add something into it. Then I also will ask them things as like, what don't you feel comfortable in? And how can we gradually bring you into it? So a lady may say, oh, I don't really feel too comfortable maybe with like my legs showing, but I would love to wear a skirt. So maybe if we did a skirt and then maybe had the bottom sheer, so you can't see your legs, but your legs is being exposed a little bit. And then you gradually just work them into their comfort zone. And then before you know it, they're like coming in, I got this fabric, I got this dress, let's try to put this together. And then you can see people grow. And then you can see how you're impacting their life and making them feel like, I can be who I want to be. I don't have to be this perfect body shape or this perfect size, or I can't wear this because of this. No, it's all about how you put it together.
Someone else I interviewed for this season is talking about her MS. So when you told me you also had MS, I was like, I can't believe there's so many. I didn't realize how not normal, but you know,
Right.
how I don't know. But anyways, tell me about your struggle. I can't imagine how that doesn't affect trying to use your hands so much.
I understand what you're trying to say. Is like, where did this come from? Like, I've never heard of this. So when I found out that I was diagnosed with MS, it was kind of traumatizing, I would say, because it affects your brain. Your immune system is attacking your body. So, you know, currently I have lesions on my brain, white mass lesions on my brain and on the back of my neck and some of my spine. So it affects me daily. It definitely affects me daily. It affects me in every aspect of my life, but I don't show it too much because, you know, I believe if you show it too much, then you can make yourself more sick. And then people around you will cater to you too much and then make you more sick. So, you know, I do share with my family if I'm not feeling well, but normally I try to stay strong and consistent and keep a positive mindset. It has definitely affected me with my business. Some days I can't even sew because my head feels like it's about to explode from the headaches and the migraines. And the headaches are not like normal headaches. They last maybe for about 4 to 5 days. You can take medicine, you go to sleep, you wake up, the headache is still there.
It's a constant 5-day headache.
Yes, consistent headache. Yes, and it doesn't go away. I mean, I could take some Excedrin and it'll calm it, but then once that wears off, we're back right at it. And you're only allowed to take Excedrin 3 times per week. So a majority of the time, I'm just dealing with the headache and the pressure and the whooshing in my ear and the numbness in my hands and feet. So it's like you can kind of feel your body declining, but then your body goes into a state of remission where it's just like you feel excellent. So,
are you on medicine for it?
So I do take Ocrevage. I get it every 6 months. So far for the rest of my life, because they just want to stop it from progressing, stop it from getting worse. So whatever damage is done now is we're just going to stop it from getting any worse.
Okay.
A lot of people who do have MS can't walk anymore, can't talk anymore. They can lose their sight. Your body just starts to just slowly just fade away. You know, and especially me being at my age, you know, illness and death has no age, you know, or time for it, you know, but it's like, how can I still live with this and still live a full lifespan?
Yeah. So you're turning 30.
Yes.
What do you say? It's not that big of a deal.
It's not. It's like 30.
Oh, you're making me feel old. But what do you see yourself for the next decade of your life? What do you picture?
Oh man. So I kind of picture myself in this like glamorous state in my life. Very classy, very sophisticated. I've learned a lot in my 20s. I've learned a lot in my teens. So now I'm at the point where I'm ready just to be me, who I am genuinely, and just allow myself to evolve into this woman that I always wanted to be as a teenager and as in my 20s.
If we were to go upstairs and look in your closet right now, what would I see? So
you would see a lot of like nice satin, satin suit jackets, maybe with fur, diamond buttons, or more like nice elegant dresses and things, but more so where it could be daily attire. So I'm kind of incorporating classy, elegant with streetwear.
How?
A mixture.
How do you do that?
A mixture.
Okay. I cannot picture it. So
yeah. So
how are you doing that?
So more so like even earlier how I was explaining, like with the hoodie idea. So if I put maybe some satin sleeves on a nice hoodie with a cute pair of jeans, a nice heel, and a crossbody bag, and now it's street and elegant.
Yes.
Mixed together.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
I want the mixture. I don't want to be in one lane unless that's an event I'm going to. But I want the mixture. I feel it's more fun, it's more creative, it's more stylish, and it's different, and it's an eye catcher.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm going for.
Something where you could just be out and someone can call you and be like, "Yo, show up to this," and you're like, "I'm ready."
It's ready. And it's gonna go. Yeah. It's gonna go because it's such a good mixture, street and classy and elegant attire blended together. Yeah. You can't go no wrong with that. A suit jacket with some jeans and a pretty button-down shirt and glitzy earrings. You can go to the movies with that. You can go out to dinner with that. So I think that's what I'm really going for in my 30s when it comes to appearance wise. That's what I really want for myself. And I know that I can do it.
You can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You literally have the talent.
Yes.
To do it. It is your forte.
Yes. So I'm super excited about that going into my 30s. And also business-wise, I do want to expand my business more. I really want to have a fabric store eventually. I love sewing. I will always love it. But I really am excited to have my own fabric store. And I think it's because I've worked in multiple fabric stores and I see how you can be an impact in other people's life, other people's businesses, and the amount of money you make from it too. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. But I want to be able to say, this is the time my store is open and this is the time it's closed. After it's closed, it's time for family.
I see that you hustle and hustle and hustle and hustle. It's important to close. Yeah. Like how you said, I could just close.
Right.
You gotta just close, especially with the MS. And having a family and just self-care. Sorry, I'm closed.
Exactly. Have that shutdown point. Yeah. So that then I can just enjoy me. So those are things that I want for myself in my 30s.
I want that for you too.
Yeah. I have a long list of goals, but that's for the 30s. What I really desire the most is to be able just to live more, Yeah. And just see my son, see the work that I put into him, how he's progressing.
Thanks for talking to me.
Yes, of course. This was a beautiful experience. And I just also want to tell you, you are doing an excellent job. Okay. And you're impacting so many people's lives by taking time out of your own life to sit and to just hear our stories. Sometimes we don't get a chance to share our stories. We listen to other people's, but you're saying, I want to know your story. I want to know about you, your struggles, what you've been through. And it feels good to be able to finally get that out, So I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
Yes.